I remember sleeping, I remember waking up and the air stewardess holding my hand and walking me through the airport and then just handing me over to my mum.
My father came first and secured a job, and then my mother came over. I was born in 1958.
I came to England when I was 3. I remember smells of Jamaica, tastes. I remember the plane journey here with my dad and crying, I think, nearly the whole journey.
I would love to go outside and just go and play, but my parents were very strict. I had to look after my brother and sister because my father was the boss, and what he said just went.
Well, I met George through Joy because Bob and George were playing together at Wolves, and I was only about 16 and thought he was very arrogant, all this hair.
Bob and I went to school together, and my parents weren't happy about this relationship that was forming. I then had to make that decision as to whether or not I was going to stay cocooned in my family's home, or I was going to make that journey and leave with him. And I chose to make that journey, which was heartbreaking because I didn't want to leave my family. And Bob and I went forward and bought a home together. That was in Handsworth Wood. And in Handsworth Wood, that's where I met Bev.
I met Cyril when I was 18, coming up to 19. And those were the very early days of football, so they weren't known. He wasn't really known, he'd not long joined the club. And eventually, you know, we all started to meet up.
So there were 3 black players in a very close proximity. And I think I speak for all of us. We have a certain level of independence in our own right. So even though the men were there, I think we ran things.
There were some games he didn't like going to because you knew from the minute you stepped out there was going to be either bananas thrown or something.
Somebody sent two bullets through the post. He never talked about it. I kept them for years, I've still got them now.
When you're up in the stands and you're watching them playing and you hear all the monkey chants, it's very hurtful when you got your children with you and they hear this, and then you got the other wives wanting to console you and just say, it's all right, don't worry about it.
For me, the attributes of the queens that have gone, like our mothers, when I think and reflect on my mom, she was a warrior queen.
But I've always looked upon my mom and our mothers as our heroes.
My mum and her attributes, I'd see her as a trailblazer because she left Jamaica as a young girl and came to England, leaving 2 children, small children behind, and forging a life for herself here.
Step back and look at it. Would we, if we were in that position now, leave our 2 small children, our children, behind and go on this journey? Would we do it? And hope for the best that our children, our babies will still be able to come and join us.
And for me, the queen in all of us is knowing what that journey is, finding your sense of purpose in that. And once you're equipped with your sense of purpose, what you give as a queen, you give love,